Hello guys, this lessons I want to introduce if you right click your mouse on the blank on this window, how it's gonna happen. So first let's go into a sketch and we choose a plane that we want to draw a sketch on it. Let's hit the rectangles and drag it. Don't need to exit the sketch. You're directly going to this extruded that give you a number you want to extrude this object. Let's hit it, apply. Um, in here, because you could try to close the true shading first in render tab to go back to the normal display. And if you right click your scenario in here is do the refresh to your scene. And next effects to kind of put your object in the center of this scenario. And third is zoom. If I drag my left mouse button from left to right, it could zoom in this area. And next is pan. If I click my left mouse button, it could be move that object. And next is rotate. I can rotate this object and based on this coordinate system point. And I also can give the axis I want to based on that axis to rotate. Let's hit the lines on this object. So next time if you rotate, you just could based on this axis to rotate. You could also tap the angles you want to rotate in here. And next, if you're going to uncheck the rotate, you could, when you rotate, remember you need to hold the middle mouse button. You could rotate based on this coordinate system again. So next is update the display. For examples, if you go back to a home and sketch, I choose a plane that I want to join on this plane, and I draw a circle shape, and I give a trim. I need to check quarter point to capture the quarter point on the circle. So I connected those quarter point and use this trim to trim the sketch. And the next step, I'm going to revolve, and in specify vectors, I choose this line as axis to rotate, and let's hit it OK. So after you use the scenario many times, you could say, is this line in here is not very smooth. Also, the surface of this object is not smooth again. So at that moment, if I hit it right mouse button and hit its update display, it's going to become more smooth on the line or this object, the surface of the object. And next is unlock rotations. So if I hit it unlock rotations, when I try to hold the middle mouse button to rotate, it can't rotate this object anymore. It's been locked. If I want to clear this kind of situation, I just can uncheck the lock rotation. When you hold the middle mouse button, you could rotate the scenario again. So next is true shade. If I hit the true shade, it becomes more rendered object here compared before. So if I didn't want this kind of display, you just uncheck the true shading. So next is render style. The similar if I choose in here. There are so many options here. So let's try it. In rendering style, when currently is shaded with edge, if I choose a shade, it's gonna the lines on the object just disappeared. If I'm going to choose a wireframe with dim edge, you could only see the line of the object. And you could try yourself later on the thumbnail options. The next is background. And if I change to a light background, the background is changed to a light colors. Let's go back to before, a gradient light gray background. You could also try another display later by yourself. And let's go into render style and change to shaded with edge. And next is oriented view. So in here, they have similar view could display your object. It's similar to if you choose this in here. So let's try it. In oriented view, if I choose a trimetric view, it's changed to here. And if it changed to a front view, it changed to this kind of view. So you could try yourself later. And here is a set rotation reference. You could set a point or an axis as a reference in the view or a rotation. So it's different with this. In here, you could only set a line, an edge on the object to rotate. But in here, you could try to select the point or a line on the object. Let's try it. If you hated this, and I choose an object, choose a point on this object. If you're trying to hold your middle mouse button, you could base on this line to rotate this object. And if you didn't want this, just hit a clear rotation reference. And right click in repeat command. This is a recorder. A lot of orders are doing here. You could try to choose one of them to go back to before step. Let's hit it the front. You could get the front view of these two objects. And next is undo. The hotkey of undo is Control Z, and undo to last actions. If I hit it, let's go back to the shade render. I give it the object in the last step. Okay, guys, we just finished today's lessons. Let's meet in our third lessons. Bye.